Let's meet the fighters. First, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the camouflage trunks, he stands 6 feet 6 inches tall. Tonight, he enters the ring with a professional record of 28 victories versus 4 defeats, with 25 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Watford, London, England. Introducing the Olympic gold medalist and the 2-time unified heavyweight champion of the world, ladies and gentlemen, AJ Anthony Joshua! Fighting out of the blue corner tonight, he enters the ring with a professional record of 12 victories versus just 1 defeat, with 7 of those wins coming by way of knockout. And he fights out of Dorado, Puerto Rico, by way of Cleveland, Ohio, USA. Introducing the icon, the man who brought boxing here to Netflix, the one you all came here to see, ladies and gentlemen, the creator, the record breaker, Jake Paul!
All right, Jimmy, listen. This good right here, this good right here. Jimmy, you know what time it is. You do that fight hard, fight clean, touch him up.
Jake Paul says he's about to author the biggest upset in the history of sports. Anthony Joshua looking to land the money shot and cash in on the realest of reality checks. It's Judgment Day. One man chasing legitimacy, the other guarding legacy. Round 1, and Jake Paul already on the move. This is exactly what I think we all expected out of Jake Paul, and for Anthony Joshua as well, Christina. Staying focused, staying calm and cool.
Absolutely. 15 months out of the ring for Anthony Joshua. Out of the ring, what he shouldn't do is circle to Anthony Joshua's right hand. He needs to continue to move to Jake Paul's right.
Both of them known for their devastating right hands, but for Anthony Joshua, full-blown heavyweight his whole career. First time he had to make weight, came in under the 245 weight limit.
If that's the only shot that lands in his first round, you've got to give it to Jake.
A big moral victory, and there it is, a double jab. Jake able to get inside and then get away, but Anthony Joshua just picking his limits here. There's that right hand, and that right hand is an eraser.
Yeah,
and his right uppercut is devastating.
Anthony looks a little frustrated here. Look at it really.
Right hand by Joshua. Joshua 0 for 2 against Usyk. Last time he weighed under 245 was a rematch with Usyk, and now, man, that first round has to be considered a victory for Jake Paul. It would be a huge disappointment if he didn't score the first round knockout. But again, David, knockouts are hard to come by no matter what.
When you're trying for the knockout, it's very difficult. And Anthony Joshua looks like he landed a good right hand to the body.
Whoa, and Joshua misses with that sweeping right hand delivered with bad intentions.
And a smirk on the face of Jake Paul as he...
Minute and a half gone here in the second. As the seconds tick away, you know, fans will become more and more frustrated, especially those who thought Joshua would put away Jake Paul in a hurry. But Joshua unable to cut off the ring now, following Paul.
Jake's doing a great job of avoiding those big killer right hands. Anthony Joshua isn't setting anything up. He's loading up with the shots, playing into Jake's game plan.
Fans already frustrated again. None of us expected this fight to go long, despite the fact that most of us thought Jake Paul would utilize the ring and move, and Anthony Joshua Joshua unable to land anything of consequence yet, as we are now through 2 rounds.
Listen, don't let him set. Look, don't let him walk to you and set. Don't let this motherfucker set. Look, just when you come to you, hit him with a feint and give you some side move. Hit with another feint. Every time you feint, you stop. Don't lean in. Because you're going to punch right down in your bucket, over the head.
Well, the only punches coming in that last round were from Anthony Joshua, but a big swing and a miss there. And then a reaction from Jake Paul, who right now doesn't seem like he's looking to win. He just seems like he's looking to survive and have a little bit of fun in there while he's doing it. He's passed 2 rounds, more than a lot of people think he may.
And here we are, round 3. And now, David, you're a former cruiserweight and heavyweight champion. You represented the sport well. There are many people that didn't think this fight should even be sanctioned. They feel that it's a black night of boxing of sorts, the purists especially. And for the clock continues to tick. For Anthony Joshua.
Anthony Joshua, if you would have said he wouldn't have been able to get to grips with him in the first 2 rounds, he said in an interview earlier, a couple of days ago, that if he doesn't knock him out in the first round, he will consider it a loss. Great, you know, this is the type of fight that he hasn't had before, where he has to get a knockout because he would like to.
They're not exactly throwing punches. It's incredible. In that last round, Jake Paul was 1 of 6. Joshua just 4 of 26. So not at all what fans expected. Right uppercut there by Paul.
And a little look on the face of Anthony Joshua, almost in our direction. He's getting a little frustrated. Move the action back into the inside.
Exactly.
Oh,
big jab.
Paul jabbed Joshua, and we welcome those of you watching the football game.
This is the fight Anthony Joshua didn't want to be in.
Minute 20 left here in the 3rd.
Should be, do not get knocked out first.
It's amazing how the sport of boxing, all combat sports, the hype, and yet you get the results and you keep coming back. And now Joshua stalking, missing with the right hand. I'm amazed at how much Anthony Joshua's missed.
One of only 4 jabs connected by Jake Paul, which to me is a good punch for him if he could start to get that going a little bit. But here's the look I was talking about earlier, where AJ was getting frustrated in that clinch when it looked like Jake Paul was going for the takedown.
He didn't want to get hit with that jab.
Of 25. There's the jab from Joshua that pops Paul's head back. Paul looking to land the overhand right. He's against the ropes, and Joshua just leaning in on him. Paul coming in at just under 217.
Seems like he's looking for a few more.
There's a right hand, left hand that lands for Jake Paul. The jab lands again for Paul.
Looking
What
for a
is
few
life
more
in
openings.
2025?
And a few more takedowns. Mauro, is that why he's wearing the Hulk Hogan? That's like the 3rd time he's looking for a takedown.
And he's being warned here by the referee, as he should.
It's exactly what he prepared for.
And there he ducks underneath the sweeping right hand of Joshua. Again, Paul on the ropes, and Paul just can't find his footing.
But that kind of stuff, correct me if I'm wrong, Dave.
Their careers, the longer the fight goes, this one only scheduled for 8. Joshua not really delivering anything with malevolence. There's a right uppercut. Under a minute left in the 4th.
I like that.
Oh, and Paul tried, but come on. Enough is enough. Yes, the referee finally calling a time, and that could be a point deduction.
Anthony Joshua getting very frustrated, putting all of his weight.
30 seconds left in the first half of this fight. Didn't expect to say that either.
Left hook from Jake Paul there.
Yeah, he's landing punches. What is this? I mean, they blame Joshua, but it's what? The referee, it's Jake Paul that's doing this. Come on.
I mean, all it's doing is buying Jake Paul more time. I don't like it at all.
Okay, the fans didn't pay to see this crap, okay?
Amen.
You're gonna fight, but fight within the rules, okay? Touch him up, fight clean.
Christopher Young with the quote of the night. The fans did not pay to see this crap. A pupil of the estimable Emmanuel Stewart, who always said, knockout sell. And fans were sold on expecting a knockout in this main event. We have reached round number 5.
On that jab, just like that. Back to the basics.
It really is.
Oh, the uppercut, and he took it. Jake Paul took it. And yet he takes the knee again. This is not Joshua. That's Jake Paul's fault. Right hand left by Joshua. He's got Jake Paul cornered. Paul's hands are down. Paul unwinds and catapult right hand to the left by Paul. Paul looking to make it a fight now. Final 2 minutes of the 5th.
Down to the body with the right hand for Anthony Joshua. There's a big left now.
Text messages are lighting up. Everyone wondering what the hell is happening. And Joshua continues to chop down Paul. And that's ruled a knockdown. Jake Paul's been knocked down here in the 5th. Is he about to be knocked out? Joshua, the Predator, counter right. There's the right hand. Jake Paul goes down again. Second knockdown. 5, 6, 7, 8. Jake Paul survived the round. No 3 knockdown rule in effect. And Paul, fatigued, hands are low. Joshua on the, just stalking him. Oh, the right hand by Paul.
Looks like Jake Paul is trying to bait him into something, but he's the one that's hit the canvas twice in this round.
Paul being measured up by Joshua for that right hand. Gets clipped again, another right, another left, and the bell goes to end the 5th. A tremendous round.
Let's take a look at the first knockdown here. That body shot lands from AJ with the left hand. Jake Paul walks it off, tries to land a right of his own, but the left hooks kept coming. It looked like a misstep there, and you saw the grimace on Jake Paul as he stepped back with that right leg, something to keep an eye on if this fight continues to inch forward. And inching forward closer and closer, closer and closer is Anthony Joshua to closing the distance. You can tell Jake Paul is not taking those punches very well, but that punch right there from Jake Paul was the cleanest shot he's landed.
A cruiserweight fighting his second fight at heavyweight against a bona fide knockout artist in Anthony Joshua, seeking his 26th knockout as a pro. But Jake Paul coming forward, he's off balance, he's tired, he's breathing heavily, and he's cornered again by Joshua. Down Paul goes again, following the right hand. Paul wants to continue, but it's all Anthony Joshua. 3 knockdowns. And Paul needs to get off the ropes, David.
He does. That's not the place for him.
Man, he's tired.
He needs to keep moving them feet like he was in the early rounds, but it's hard to do that.
Right uppercut. It's amazing that Paul is still standing, taking the right uppercut.
If he does land his best shot at the moment, not that much is going to happen.
And it almost, oh, there's a left hook. Oh, the right hand. Down goes Paul.
6, 7, 8, 9.
Taken a little bit longer than everyone expected, but AJ gets the KO. And yet, Jake Paul back on his feet, being consoled by his brother Logan Paul. And you know what? I guess the best thing that can be said for Jake Paul is that he wasn't seriously hurt. So at the end of the day, despite it taking a little bit longer, what everyone expected came true. Sometimes that happens in life.
The cream does rise to the top. He was frustrating for Anthony Joshua there throughout
the jab, the most basic punch in all of boxing. Misses on the left uppercut, shoots the right, and you get a little reaction there out of Jake Paul, but when he gets caught with his hands down and his chin served on a platter for that right hand right there. And look at Jake Paul's face. He knew it right away. He said, woo! I know that's Ric Flair, and he came out not to Ric Flair. He came out to Hulk Hogan, but he's up on his feet like Maro. You said he took his hardest punch. He did get back up. It just wasn't before the count.
And it was game over for Jake Paul. That right.
Declaring your winner by knockout, AJ Anthony Joshua.
My God, to be able to put on performances like this and big shows with Netflix. Thank you to all my fans and everyone at home. Anthony's a great fighter, and I got my ass beat, but that's what this sport's about. I'm going to come back and keep on winning. In my life, I think my jaw is broken, by the way, so yeah. Let's go! It's definitely broke. But, man, that was good. He did amazing. He hits really hard, and I just did my personal best.